And welcome to this week's edition of Rocky's 2-Minute Warning. So we're at week 8. The Patriots seem like they're kind of average. The Giants look like they're for real. Nobody really knows where the Packers are at.
Anyone surprised you this year or disappointed you so far?
I gotta say the Cowboys, my team, have been a little bit of a disappointment. I'd like to see them doing a little bit better, but I think there's, as usual, in the Cowboys locker room, there's lots of drama, and that keeps things distracted.
You're used to being disappointed by the Cowboys, I assume. Is that something new?
It certainly has been for the last couple of years. Atlanta being the only undefeated team, I mean, I think that's a surprise. Detroit looking pretty poor, Seattle looking good, so lots of stuff going into week 8, and I just don't think we have a clear and concise consensus as to who's going to be there at the end of the day. So, who are your picks for this week?
I'm going to take the easy one, the first one. I'm going to take the Packers over the Jaguars. The Jaguars look like the worst team in football. They're running into a buzzsaw. The Packers went to Houston and just dominated that game, which was a surprise. I said this a couple weeks ago, the Packers are getting things together. They're starting to move the ball again. They are going to win that division, I believe. Pats in St. Louis, when you look at this, you'd say, well, St. Louis is the home game, but that game is in London, England, which changes things. So the Pats are a better team. Rams' defense has been on the rise in the last couple of weeks, but their offense is still sputtering and not very good. So the Pats will take that game in London. Washington and Pittsburgh. I said last week in our game of the week that Pittsburgh was going to win against Cincinnati. That was a pivotal game, I believe, for Pittsburgh. They're going to get things together. Even though they're banged up a little bit, they're starting to play a little bit better, and I think they'll handle Washington no problem. Who do you have?
It's kind of funny that a team called the Patriots is going to go over and play in England. I think people will be cheering for St. Louis over there. Bears over Carolina. I mean, after the Cinderella start, or team that they had last year, Cam Newton has come back to earth. They fired their GM in Carolina this week. They're 1-5. Chicago on defense looks amazing, and Bears will win this one, even with Jay Cutler at pivot. Then I've got the Broncos against the Saints. On paper, this could be one of the best games of the week. You got Drew Brees, you got Peyton Manning, but New Orleans hasn't been getting it done. They're 2-4, and the Broncos are riding a mile high on Peyton's arm, especially after that big come-from-behind victory last week. I think this game is actually going to come down to the final possession of the game, and my money is on Peyton Manning. My upset of the week, this will probably be a surprise, and my apologies to Steve Totten and any of the other 4 fans of the San Diego Chargers in St. John, but I think that Brandon Weeden is starting to come into his own in Cleveland. I mean, they've only got 1 win so far, no doubt about it. Trent Richardson, though, can run the ball. San Diego was devastated last week by that huge come from behind with Denver, and the other thing that you just got to think, this whole Stickum gate, getting caught cheating and all this drama that goes with that, I think that's going to play against San Diego, and Cleveland's at home. That's my upset of the week.
Cleveland's been in a lot of ball games and almost upset a lot of really good teams this year.
Yeah, and they did start off 14-0 against the Giants before the Giants came back. Our game of the week is Atlanta at Philly, and you've got Philly.
I do. I don't normally like taking Philly, but I'm going to take them in this game. You look at the last couple of games, Atlanta's almost dropped the last 3 games, and a couple of those games were against very weak teams. Almost lost to the Raiders last week, almost lost to your Browns. Sorry, there was one of the games that Cleveland played very well in. Andy Reid has never lost coming off a bye week, so they got that going for them. Matt Ryan's never won at Lincoln Field. They've got that going for them, and sometimes that's all you need.
I think the key operative word you used repeatedly there was almost. Atlanta is the only undefeated team in the league. They haven't lost coming off a bye week since 2008. Their offense is balanced, strong. The Eagles, I think that with the secondary that Atlanta has, there's going to be a lot of coughing up of the ball from Mr. Vick. Not only will Atlanta win this game, but I think it could be Coach Reid's last game. So, you can go on Twitter, Rocky's Sports Bar, or onto our Facebook account. Vote for Jeremy if you think the Eagles are going to win, and vote for Atlanta, or vote for Bill if you think Atlanta's going to win. As for last week's game, Jeremy, you're on quite a roll. We had Pittsburgh-Cincinnati. You picked Pittsburgh. They did win. So let's see who's going to win our gift card.
But as Atlanta fans will find out this weekend, even everyone that's on a roll, it can end very quickly.
James Llewellyn. Just drop by Rockies and pick up your $25 gift card. This weekend, the Sea Dogs are going to be playing against the PEI Rocket on tonight, and then against Chicoutimi on Sunday. Also want to send a special shout out to our friends at Destination St. John who landed Skate Canada International for the end of October next year. Great job, guys. We're looking for a sold out event. That's it for this week's edition of Rocky's 2 Minute Warning.